Avi Meyers, Northtown Neighborhood News Magazine, a presentation of Sonny Hirsch and myself. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can still you can still participate in Jewish Chicago. If you're watching this on the air, you can participate by picking it up, reading it, looking at all our evaluations. It's 100% politics. We especially love evaluating judicial, not Jewish, different Jew, judicial races. Also, communitypolicingcaps24.org. Catch all of our shows on YouTube, like I said, by going to ntnm.org. This year, the most action is actually in the 12th sub-circuit. Of all the sub-circuits, there are actually 4 different races there. And it was pretty action-filled last time. There were like about 3 or 4 really high-quality candidates. And it's a shame they couldn't all win. And then they actually lose to an unqualified Republican, the winner of the race. And what can you do? In any event, though, this time there's more openings. I guess they see that there's a quality field. I'd like to introduce you to a quality candidate running in the 12th sub-circuit. That would be Jim Hanlon. How are you?
Terrific, Avi. How are you?
Real good, thank you. And thank you for coming back on the show.
Well, thanks for having me.
And why don't you first tell us where the 12th sub-circuit is?
Sure. It's essentially the north and northwest suburbs. Starts at the lakefront, depending on where you want to pick. But I'll start at the lakefront, north end of Wilmette, goes up to Lake Cook Road, goes west almost to Route 53, comes down to O'Hare, and then sort of angles back from O'Hare back to this mythical starting point of north end of Wilmette. Wilmette, Kenilworth, Winnetka, Glencoe along the lakefront, Northbrook, where I live, most of Glenview, heading west, Wheeling, Mount Prospect, Prospect Heights, Arlington Heights, probably the biggest town in the 12th sub-circuit, Elk Grove Village, Des Plaines, Pisa Park Ridge, so lots of territory.
Lots of territory. Actually, some very nice real estate also over there. Yeah. And also I'll point out, as I'm finding increasingly, one of the fastest growing areas for Jewish people to move into in the, in the area. So, but at least that's a lot nicer than having to cover the entire county.
It's easier on the gas bill and the driving, yes.
Yeah, and not to mention your time. I mean,
right.
The people running county-wide have got to go all the way from the Indiana border to Highland
right.
Park border.
Right.
Which is an awfully long trip. So, in this particular race, are you going to well, we've had you on before, but what law school did you go to?
DePaul Law School. I went there undergrad as well.
Okay, and what type of law do you specialize in now?
Commercial litigation has been my practice, 32 years worth. Graduated in '84. More recent focus is on e-discovery issues, as that has become an area that's really required a lot of attention.
So that's definitely a big growing area. There's
yes.
no question about it.
Yes.
So you do stay up with the times, I take it, definitely.
Yes, no question. We're always evaluating the latest technology, the latest processes to try and lean out what we do to be as efficient as possible and using the right technologies as well.
Very good. And in terms of, now you're not allowed to campaign like regular folk can campaign. They can't do that.
No, sometimes voters ask you to, express yourself as a politician would, and you have to politely decline and invoke the judicial canons. But we certainly campaign in terms of reaching voters, talking to voters, trying to reach them in person, at events, digitally.
Yeah, I guess if I were in your position, I'd want to show people that I was reasonable. I listened to both sides.
Absolutely.
And was looking, to make a fair and just solution and, to problems that arise.
Yeah, I run on my credentials, what I've accomplished. When I meet people, I try and describe some of the ways I handle myself, focus on some of the positives that the Bar Association's noted in my demeanor, which is incredibly important for a judge. But, beyond that, it's making connections with people and just having them get a sense of who you are as a person. Because if they get a good sense that you're a good person and you've got appropriate background, they'll likely vote for you. Some of it's, who do you associate with, and I point to endorsements I've received from groups, from individuals, and when they see, oh, you've been endorsed by Larry Suffredin, Senator Dan Biss, those are quality people, you must be good.
Yeah, they are. I didn't know Larry endorsed you.
He did?
I was talking to Larry yesterday, as a matter of fact. Larry's one of my favorite people.
Yes, mine too. And even before he endorsed me.
No, I want to thank too. I want to publicly thank your wife, Mary Kay, who happens to be a judge herself, who's referred people to come on, who's urged people to contact me to come on the show.
Yeah.
And that's always appreciated. Nobody gets charged anything for being on the show, people. I know there's other shows that like they charge their guests. I don't do that. I mean, if they want to drop a few $1 million my way, God bless them. But nothing is really necessary along those lines. So I assume you're going to as many events as you possibly can between now and Election Day.
Absolutely, and I've been doing that, and I'll go speak to any group. I fish around to try and get invitations so that I can meet voters, because meeting other politicians and being at political events where there are other candidates, that's nice, but sometimes the candidates outnumber the voters. So I want to focus on events where there are voters that I can
I
connect
see some
with.
of the pictures on Facebook, and I see everybody running for judge in the universe, and then I wonder if there's actually any real people there.
Yeah. They are.
Yeah.
So.
I assume you've got a website.
I do. It's www.hanlon4judge.com, and there's a link there to my campaign Facebook page as well.
And the Facebook page is also interesting. I urge you to look over there. And if you live in the 12th Sub-Circuit, which is the north and northwest suburbs going from the lake all the way out to Elk Grove, Schaumburg area.
Yeah, not quite Schaumburg, but Elk Grove for sure.
Right. So, and that also aligns very nicely with my TV signal. So we are on all over the place there. Jim Hammond, I'll help you give him really careful consideration. I haven't really, you know what? In Jewish Chicago, you'll see ratings of the candidates by me and the judicial panel I've got. I haven't even started with that stuff yet, but we will shortly. Thank you very much, Sonny Hirsch. Thank you, Jim, and good luck in the election.
I appreciate that very much. Thank you.
My pleasure.